So today I am going to discuss few questions of work of artifice poem. Hope you get helped from this video. Let's begin with the questions. So the first question is, which tree is the poet talking about? So the poet is talking about bonsai tree. Next, how tall would it have grown and in which circumstances? If it had been allowed to grow in the wild, could have reached a height of 80 feet on the side of a mountain before being split by lightning. Moving on to the next question. What does bonsai tree symbolize? So bonsai tree uses a symbol of human desire to control and shape. Bonsai trees are intentionally grown and pruned to be small and shaped in a particular way. They are living work of art that represents the human ability to manipulate and shape the natural world for our own purposes. Moving on to the third question. Where it would have grown tall? At the side of the mountain. Why do you think the poet uses the word attractive pot in the extract? So, attractive pot is used to describe the container in which the bonsai tree is planted. The poet uses the word attractive pot to highlight the aesthetic appeal of the container, which is an important aspect of bonsai tree's representation. At the same time, it also tells about the artificiality of the bonsai tree's environment and the way in which human intention has shaped and controlled its growth. Moving on to the next question. What does till split by lightning symbolize? How is the tree protected from lightning? So, till split by lightning refers to the fate of bonsai tree. If it were to grow in its natural environment, there is potential for destruction and loss in the natural world. This line is also a metaphor for the natural course of life, where even the strongest and tallest trees can be destroyed by the force of nature. So the poet is telling that bonsai trees with limited growth is fortunate to have a pot in which they grow, suggesting that tree confinement is a kind of protection. It protects the tree from all disasters that may happen to it in future. So, why did it not grow any further? So, bonsai tree is 9-inch high and it is very carefully pruned. The tree did not grow any further because it was deliberately confined in the pot and pruned so that it does not reach its full potential. Next, who prunes the tree? Why does he do so? So a gardener or a caretaker prunes the tree. Bonsai tree requires frequent pruning in order to maintain their small size and to achieve a particular shape. The reason why the gardener prunes the tree is to create a beautiful effect to it, and by carefully shaping and pruning the tree, the gardener can create the work of art that is both beautiful and decorative. Next, what does croons mean? Briefly describe the symbolism used here. So croon means to sing or hum softly. This is crooning. In the context of the poem, the gardener croons suggests that gardener is singing or humming while working on the tree, perhaps indicating a sense of satisfaction that he is cutting and trimming the tree according to his wishes and wills. The act of crooning can be seen as a representation of the way in which humans seek to control and shape nature. The soft, gentle voice of the gardener represents the gentle touch of human intervention, carefully guiding and shaping the bonsai tree to fit a particular idea. Next, moving on to the next question. What role do the short lines of the poem play? So basically, the line seems to be broken, just like whittling a bonsai tree, cutting down the bonsai tree. This shortness of the line stressed that the poet wants to deliver the message urgently, immediately. The structure is also significant by using short and simple line. So it is actually, the poet is emphasizing the confinement of both the bonsai tree and a woman. Moving on to the next question. Identify the gardening vocabulary used in the extract. How do these aid in the artifice of the bonsai? So the gardening vocabularies are pruned, whittles and branches. So pruning is important aspect of maintaining its miniature size, and whittles refers to the careful and precise cutting of the tree's branches to achieve a desired effect. And the third is branches. And branches is also pretty important element because it is telling us how to maintain an overall shape. So together these terms help us to create the impression of care and attention. What is the nature of tree according to the gardener? So according to the gardener, the nature of the tree is small, cozy, domestic and weak. They believe that the tree is naturally meant to be confined and limited rather than tall. The gardener intentionally manipulates the tree's growth and shape through pruning so that it stays small and can easily be cared for. Next, moving on to the next question. Why should one begin very early? What do you understand by dwarf? In order to create a successful bonsai, one should begin very early because the process of shaping and pruning the tree into a desired form is not very short. It is pretty long and gradual. Bonsai cultivation involves a great deal of patience, care, attention, and it may take many years to careful pruning and training to achieve the desired results. And the term dwarf refers to the practice of intentionally keeping the tree small and contained in order to create a miniature version of a full-size tree. Moving on to the next question. What is the significance of dwarf and crippled? So the term dwarf and crippled are used to describe the bonsai tree. Bonsai tree is dwarfed because it is grown in a small pot which limits its growth, while the tree is crippled because it is pruned and shaped to fit a specific container. Symbolically, these trees represent the constraints that society and culture place on women, who are often expected to conform to specific standards of beauty and behavior. The bonsai tree serves as a metaphor for the ways in which women are pruned, shaped, and confined by societal expectations. Moving on to the next question. Briefly explain the meaning and significance of bound feet. This is important. 3 marks question. The phrase bound feet refers to the practice of foot binding in Chinese culture, where the feet of young girls were tightly wrapped and bound to prevent their growth. In the poem, the reference to bound feet serves as a metaphor for how women have been similarly constrained and controlled by the societal expectations of beauty and behavior. The bonsai tree, like the bound feet, is an object of artifice that has been shaped and restricted to fit a particular ideal. The poem suggests that both the tree and women are capable for more growth and potential if they are allowed to exist freely and naturally. Next question. What does the hair in curler signify? So hair in curler suggests the physical constraints and beauty standards that the women have been subjected to throughout history. Next question. Is the tree lucky to grow in a pot? Explain the irony in this line. The speaker contrasts the tree's limited growth with the idea that it is fortunate to have a pot in which to grow, suggesting the tree's confinement is a form of protection from wild nature. The tree is protected from the harsh realities of the natural world, such as being struck by lightning or exposed to the elements. However, the line is also ironic because it highlights the tension between the natural world and human intervention. The irony lies in the fact that the tree is being celebrated and admired precisely for its lack of natural growth, while the true beauty and majesty of nature remains unappreciated and overlooked. Last question. Even though the tree had the potential to grow taller, it did not. Why? The tree in the poem is described as having the potential to grow tall, but this potential is intentionally suppressed by the gardener through the practice of bonsai cultivation in order to create a miniature version of the full-size tree that is both aesthetically pleasing and easy to maintain in a small container. Hope these questions will help you people. Try to note down the questions and go through the questions before your exams. I hope you people will be able to get good marks through it. Bye bye. Please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Bye bye.